Hello, hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and I'm back with a stack of old papers. I thought I'd gotten rid of these, but I'd actually put them up in a closet with a stack of about 500 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Most of it is solid. Was used a lot when the kids were growing up for signs and stuff like that, and when I used to work with the National Guard families, I'd have things for kids to do, and when we made little posters to welcome home and all kinds of things. I used it for all kinds of things. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, National Guard, all kinds of things. So what I want to do here today is I want to just mass make some different size. Wow, out of my head and gone. Coin envelopes. Sorry about that. So now I don't really remember how to make them, so let's just, first we'll make one going this way. So let's press this down right about here. And then we'll kind of figure out what we need to do. Oh, it'd be easy to figure it out because we just need to know the center point, right? So we're going to overlap that slightly right there. And I can see already that for a cone envelope, this one is just a little too big. You're too big. Oh, look at that. It's a shredded one. Okay, so when we go this direction, it is going to be a little too large. So, now the next thing we have to do is, I know there's an is to this but I have lost both of my, oh, here's one. Here's the big one. Scoring boards. So we're going to go down this side and score at 1/2 inch. Ta-da! And then, just to get rid of some of this in our way and make sure we're doing it right, we are going to cut out this one at a slight angle down to that little corner. And once we hit the corner, we're going to slight angle it there. So let's do that again. Slight angle from here to right about there. And then a slight angle there. Okay, so your coin envelope needs to have a flappy dappy doodah. And I think we probably want our flap to be right about there. So I'm going to say, we're going to make this one, I don't know, maybe it's going to be 6 inches tall. So we're going to cut some of this out, and some of it we're going to just fold over like so. Ta-da! Now, you're going to cut this at a little bit of an angle as well, right here. And you want it to be just a little bit deeper than we did down below, down here. And go ahead and cut this one off on the inside of that fold. So the inside of the fold here and straight down. I'll tell you why in just a second. And then we're going to cut it at a pretty good angle there, I guess, so that they will match up here, but you'll have room to get in the envelope. Okay? Now the reason we did this one straight was because now we're going to curve it at 1/2 inch. I think that one might be over. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut a little bit of that one off. I wasn't quite to the... There we go. Okay, 1/2 inch. Just because it's such a fatty little envelope, you know. There. This will go up like this. Okay. So this is a pretty heavy-duty piece of cardstock. Now, we have to decide, do we want to put a little loopy-doopy here to make it go around, or to loop it back here, or not? That's just something we're going to have to think about for a minute. I need a minute to think about it. In the meantime, please just go ahead and put your glue along one long edge, and then on the inside of this long edge, and give those a little bit of a crease or a press down. And then we're going to fold this one up like this. So we're just going to... So this is another episode of rediscovering the oldies, because this is an oldie if we think about it. The only thing we haven't done is figured out how we want to clip that. Now the one thing you could do here, let me just show you if I can, please. Just a moment, please. Is we could do this little number right along here. It doesn't need to be very big. And then if you didn't want to pull tape and close that, then you would just pull that off and put a piece of paper over it to hide it. So there we go. So we ended up with a 6-inch tall envelope. And it's actually pretty wide, but it's only 5 1/4 wide. So that's not bad. Okay, so let's try a different one. And let's figure out where our center is on this one. This is an 8 1/2, so it's going to be at 4 1/4. No. 8 1/2. 4 and 4 is 8. 4 1/4. Oh, yeah. Yes. 4 1/4. Okay. So we're going to slightly fold this one over just so it goes past that little piece. This might be too tall and skinny. And then it's going to come in and get folded just slightly over the center so that we'll be able to glue those two papers together. Now this is more like a big long document envelope. Maybe you have some documents you want to save, and this would be a grand saver for you. So you can see that those only cross over by less than 1/2 inch. Okay, so let's go back down to the bottom, and we're going to give our score here at 1/2 inch. Oh, okay, we're going to do it deeper. we're going to go right here, and that is 3/4 of an inch, because I slipped. 3/4 of an inch is probably better anyway for something like this. Then we're going to flip this around, and we're going to score that at about 10 inches on this end. If you go this way, we're scoring it at about 9.5. Let's do 9.5. 8.5. I'm sorry. 8.5. Don't do the 9. Okay. Now, slight angle here to that little corner, and then a slight angle that way. Okay, and a slight angle here, cut into the to the right side of that line. Goodness, that was a toughie. It did not want to come off in the right place. So now I just messed it up. Oh, it'll be fine. It's fine. But if you don't like the way it looks at the bottom, then you can always sneakily hide this on the inside. But I'm going to go on the outside of it. I think it's okay. Envelopes are never perfect anyway. That includes the ones we make. And then, okay, so on this one, once again, we're going to do a little deeper cut here. We're going to go down, oh, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And then we're going to cut at an angle right up to that place here. And then on the inside of that line, that fold, cut it straight up. And then well, that's pretty good. I got them pretty lined up there. That's pretty good. Okay, and this is going to get folded down like this. But I do need to cut this one at another angle. I cut this one at an angle for some reason, even though I said to cut it straight, I didn't. There we go. Perfect. And then we 1/2 inch these. This one's a little longer. That's okay. Sometimes they're kind of cute longer like that. There we go. And we will do the inside of this one right along the edge. My dog is groaning, 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 groaning. Got that one a little too close to the edge there. Okay, fold those over. And we'll fold this one up. Okay, and then the other thing you could do is you could put a thing down here to grab that little, if you do a nice flap like that, You could put something here to catch the flap. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we have a nice little thing here that would work. A little dartboard. Don't like that. No, no dartboards. Oh! 1, 2, 3. Let all that you do be done in love. Something like that could be there. Oh, I know where they are. I remember now. I have my large flower cards. I remember where I put them. I put them in this book. So I need like a rose. There's a wild rose. Probably too big. That one's nice because it's not that one. This one because it's big. Okay. There's a big rose. Oh, that's a nice one. It's not a rose, but it would work. Why not? Oh, that's why not. Because it doesn't fit. But could we make it fit? Sure, we could just cut that off on that side. So, right about here, we would run our glue clear across. I'm not inking these or anything. I'm just kind of goofing around, really. Came across this paper today and I was getting ready to send it out to Goodwill. And I thought, well, now wait a minute. Of course. Oh, I tell you, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't glue it all the way down. Hope not, hope not, hope not. I really wanted this right here. So we'll see. I might have glued it all the way down. In which case, it's in the wrong spot. Okay. Aha! There we go. So you can do a closure like this on them, and that would work out really good. And then you can do whatever you want on the front. So that works. Let me get rid of this little zippity doo-dah here, which is a pencil mark. So we can do them that size, or that other size that we did. I don't remember where it went. Oh, here it is. And we could do the same thing back here if we wanted. We could put this nice big flower back here. And we could go from here to there. And make our closure. About there, I think. Okay. And we have our tape there, so we could tape it closed if we wanted. And what did I do with my tape? I don't know. Of course, if you were to tape that and then close it and put it under that flower, it would be permanently so there, because you'd never be able to open it again. Because it would be all stuck. You'd have to tear it open like I do my mail. Just like that. So there we go. There's those two. Let's do one in this color. So let's do another shorty one. I think it's going to go this way. So we know our center on this one is 11, so we have 5.5 right about there. And before we do all that, let's go ahead and do our 1/2 inch. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is the bottom or the top. I think that's the top. That's the bottom. Okay, so we're going to cut that one off. And this one is going to go to, let's see, that'd be 8, 7. Let's go down to the 6-inch mark again. It'll be a little bit shorter than a 5-inch envelope. I have to cut that off. I need to mark my I need to give myself write down some numbers here. Oh my goodness, that is jaggedy, jaggedy, jaggedy. It's the blade, it's the blade. Okay, so we know that's the top. Now the bottom. Over here, 1/2 inch, please. Now do the 1/2 inch. Okay, now let's do our fold. And I've lost my center point, so I think it's right about here. No, I think that's wrong. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Yeah, that's right. Okay, fine. Fine, 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 fine. It just looked way off for some reason. I don't know why. This is probably breaking down because I'm not folding it on its the way the fibers go. I'm folding against the fibers, where when I folded it the other way, the long way, I folded it with the fibers and not against them. So that is why you get cracking, because you fold against the fibers, the direction of the fibers, and that creates this. One thing you could do to help that would be to spray your paper very lightly, but then you got to let it dry and, you know, all that stuff. So Anyway. Glue off my scissors. Little angle here to right about, nope, to right about there, here to there, and here to right about there. I think that'll do it. Let's see. I mean, if you want, you could go a 1/2 inch down here, and that would make a better seal on the base. Okay. Come down about 1/4 of an inch from your fold, and give it that angle. A little better angle than that. I'm going to have to start drawing a line on there. I'm getting out of hand. I cut that at an angle too. So I wonder. So I could line those up. No, I'd have to line them up this way. I don't know if this will work. Kind of like when we cut a I'm not going to do that. Oh, I'm just going to cut it at an angle. It wants to be cut at an angle, so let's do it. Okay, I'm going to glue this one close to that edge. This one close to that edge. Fold those together. And then this one. You could do the same thing with the 12 by 12 envelope and make a nice big one. I just didn't have these in a 12 by 12 that I know of. You never know what you're going to find in the hall closet, because that's where these were. So I must have put them there and told myself, okay, you have a good year on them. Well, my year was up. And here we are, working on them. Okay, so that works fine. Yes, I need to just clip that little piece off right there. Round, or if you don't want to round them, we have a scallop or a stub. So let's scallop one. I hardly ever stub anything, so we will stub one too. Like stubbing your toe. There. Oh, cute. It's not that cute, but you can't even see it against the... And I'm just going to clean up this edge where my blade was being a naughty blade. And then we will put this about here. And so fold that down. Cute. And we'll need 2 of these. One for one for the other. These are pretty. I don't know if that one would hold it or not. I don't think so. I know this one would. I know it would. Excuse me. It's those darn allergies. Oh no. That will not hold it at all. It needs a bigger, fatter head on it. It needs to be a fat head flower. So with that, let's go back in here. You do not work in there. You already knew that. Those are the wallpaper flowers there. Those will not work. This won't work. Nope, too thin. That one is a paper thin one. It's not a heavy duty cardstocky one. Neither is that. That one's thick. Those are thick, but wrong color. That's too light. That's too weak. That might work. Let's have a peek at it. I only need 2, and that's what I have. That would work. So right about through here, we're going to put glue. Okay. So right about here, I hope. I didn't glue it down. If I did, might be a permanent closure. Okay, so there is that one, and you could decorate the front with a a label or something. We could make some labels. Okay, I have another one of those to make a long one. I'm terrible at mass making, as you can tell, because I'm not really mass making, but I'm one by one making. So we have 8.5, so we have 4 1/4 right there. Then we have, oh, this one, it's not gonna matter. So 1/2 inch down here, and at about 9 inches, that'd give us a 2, or let's go 9.5. That gives us a 2.5 inch flap up there. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to fold this to that line. We're making the tall envelope. We're going to fold this slightly over that line by about, oh, 1/16 of an inch maybe. And then make sure you score it. Now you see that the paper is going the correct direction today. Now, not today, but so you're not getting that tearing along the edge. And then slightly overlap by, I don't know, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. There we go. And then let's do our little angles. One there, one there, little angle here. And one here. Sure I didn't cut it too far or too deep. I did fine. And then down about 1/4 of an inch from the fold. And I said I was going to draw this on here so you could see what I was doing. So you're folding from this line here that you've put in the, not with that one, you're not, that you right here on your 2.5 inch score line, and then you're going to angle this by about 1/4 of an inch up to this point here where these two angles come together. So from there to about there. And then you just need a slight angle here as well, or no angle. You can cut it just straight if you wanted. But there's an angle. There's the fold. Right here's the fold, and here's this fold. So you can see they're just a little 1/4 of an inch right to that center point. And then we just go like this. And then you can, I suppose, flip that over like we do everything else on tags. You could about do it the same way. So there you go. You draw it in. That one's not very good, but we'll have a peek at it. Okay, go up here and give your angle. This time we'll do the stub. It's going to have a stub punch. And if you wanted, you could stub punch down there too, just so it matches. It's kind of up to you. But I'm going to not do that. I'm just going to stub punch up there. And on the outside of this one, go right along the edge. That seals that up nicely. And this one I still need to bone fold it down. Now, one thing that we could do with these would be to put some documents inside of them and sell them as little document holders. Ooh, how about that? Okay, so I think right there to right there, right across here. Give this some kind of a closure in case you don't want to use your tape. But you could, you know, if you keep documents in a lockbox somewhere. This is actually a pretty good idea for that. And you could put like your title to your car in one. You could make a car one, put your title in there. You could make a wedding one and put your wedding certificates in there. So we have made 4 Oh, we need this. And let's see. Got a little stringy thing in there because it's been around string and thread. There we go. See? How sweet is that? Maybe you want to do one for, I don't know, let's see. What could we do one with? I wish I had some wedding paper. Oh, I do. Where is it? Is it here? It could be that one. I do have some real pretty wedding-ish paper in here, but maybe we'll just do this one. Maybe this could be a little girl one. What would we put in it? Maybe the baby's footprints? Don't know. Let's see how big it makes into an envelope. Let's see what kind of envelope it makes first. So we know that this is going to be folded to 6 inches. That would be its center line. Okay, so it's going to go from here to there, but let's do our major folds here, our major creases that we need. So we're going to crease at 1/2 inch on the bottom. And we're going to crease at 2.5 at the top. Okay, so I got to turn this back around. I can't do it that way. 2.5. That makes this nice deep fold, right? If you don't want it to be that deep, then just go to 2. But I want the 2.5. I like a big flap on the top. Okay. Now I'm going to fold this to right here. That's my center point. And I'm going to fold this one to right here. Couldn't put a lot in there. We'd have to use one of those bigger papers, I think. So now we have our folds, and we probably, you might want to draw a line on these because you can't hardly see them. Let's try it from this side. So from here to that corner, and from here to right about there. I think that'll work. So right about here. Need a little sharper scissor, I think, for clipping into that corner. I think that would help. And then about 1/4 inch down to an angle. And then from that corner, let's just go this way. Little angle. Don't know. Let's find out. Oh yeah. Oh, cute. It's so cute. Look at this pretty one. So this could be anything you wanted. I mean, oh my goodness, the endless possibilities. Because I know, right now I'm in organizing mode, by the way. If you're wondering what's going on. And I haven't got to my lockbox yet, but I was thinking, my lockbox, my safe, it's kind of a mess with papers, you know. I just, you know, just throw them in there. But what I should do is do something nice like this. Have our little wedding certificate in there. Things like that. This would be so sweet. Or so much sweeter. You could have a baby boy, like that thing with rattles on it. And have your little baby boy's certificate in there, or maybe the little footprints, and then you keep it in your little baby book if you wanted. Or I don't know, there's so many possibilities. I am going to 1/2 inch round this one because I think that would be better for this one. There. And then I'm going to, that is the wrong flower, so I'm going to put it back in here somewhere, if I can find an empty spot, or some sort of a spot. There's an empty spot. This does not work that well. I think if they were open on this side, it would be better. Okay, so have that. That has purple. That wouldn't hold it. That'd be too weak. That would work. That's got a light purple and white. Okay. So, right here, kind of looks like ears up there, doesn't it? Wonder if it goes this way or that way. Let's put it this way. So we'll say from here to there, we can put glue. There to there. There, look at that. Sweetness. So there is another document holder. And look at how precious that is. Oops, glue that down first, Ange, before you mess around with it, girl. No messing around with it. You know what I love about the tuck-in flap is that you don't have to put that little ring on there and add a string. You don't have to unwrap it. You just pull it out here and that works. But we'll go ahead and put a little zippity-doo-dah on here. Right there. Just in case you want to send it off to somebody, then you can. It can be a mailing envelope too. Isn't that cool? So there we go. That is what I have wanted to make today. So you could mail these. You could, gosh, you could do all kinds of things. Yeah, isn't that cute? Oh, it's cute. I love them. Okay, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and when you come back you might see a whole slew of these on my desk, because look at all these papers I have to do. Oh, not that one, I've done it. I have that one, and that one, and that one. Oh, did I show you that one? And there's that one. And what else is there? Oh, there's this one. That'd be good Christmas. So I have some Christmassy ones to make. And I thought I had something else. No, I guess that's it. Did I show you that one? This one. This one. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, I'm going to be making envelopes today, just for the fun of it. I need to do something with these, so if I can put them into envelopes and get rid of these big flowers, yes! Works for me. Does that work for you? Sure, it does. So there we go. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye. Happy 4th.